Well, what's up, guys? What I would do my match day review for Manchester United versus Leicester City. So a big game today. It's finished Leicester City 0, Manchester United 3. I'm not that too excited as we were basically playing a team that are at the bottom of the league, and obviously, I mean, we can take some positives away from the result from the game. Obviously, Bruno 2 assists, 1 goal, 2 assists, and a goal to his name again today. Brilliant player. Obviously played brilliantly against Real Sociedad. Another good performance from him today. Another decent performance as well from Joshua Zirkzee today. It's nice to see Rasmus Højlund getting himself a goal today as well. I think that's what he's really. I think that's something that Rasmus Højlund has really needed. Obviously, he struggled to score. He's not scored a goal for us since the 7th of December, which was 3 months ago. So it's a long time to go without a goal, and at least he's been able to end that goal drought and get himself a goal. Maybe that may do his confidence some good. So I wanted to send my well wishes out to Ayden Heaven and say get well soon. To Ayden Heaven, obviously, for a horrible injury today against Leicester City. Obviously, it looks potentially like he's broken his ankle because they did split his ankle up and they stretched him off. Um, this is it looks it did look a very serious injury, whatever it is. He'll be out for several months. To be honest, I don't think he'll be back before the end of the season. That is probably season over for him now. Obviously, he probably won't be back until the start of next season. He could even miss the start of next season. We don't know for sure yet how bad the injury is, how serious it is. What we can really do is just hope for the best and hope that he won't be out for too long. But I think obviously we all know that it was a serious injury because they didn't show the replay of the moment that he got injured. And I'm thinking that if it wasn't a serious injury, they probably would have shown that. They probably would have shown the moment that he got injured, but because it was a very serious injury. It's looking like a broken ankle, to be honest. I think it's probably what we're looking at. It would have been a broken. I don't think it was a sprained ankle or a twisted ankle or anything like that. It potentially a broken ankle there, possibly, and it'll be out for some time. And it's unfortunate. Ayden Heaven has been um has put in some pretty decent performances for us recently. I think it's another problem for us. Obviously, we've already got so many players out injured, and it's just another injury that we didn't need. It's another injury that's added to our already growing list of injury problems that we've suffered this season. Again, we've struggled with a lot of injuries this season. Um, it just seems like we can't get a break at the moment when it comes to the injuries. It feels like we're constantly losing decent players due, to injuries. And the thing is with this Ayden Heaven injury, it's not one where I doubt this is one where he's going to be back, in a few weeks or a month or something like that. The reality of the situation is now is he's probably going to be out for the rest of the season. Probably not even going to be back until until the start of next season. He may even miss the start of next season. Obviously, we won't know for a few days how serious the injury actually is, because obviously they'll have to do tests. And he'll probably be undergoing scans, tonight. Obviously to determine, obviously over the next few days, to determine how bad the injury actually is and how long he'll be out for. But I definitely don't think he'll be back in this season.
Good boy.
Just taking my medication. Just taking my medication. I have to take my antidepressants that I take. Um, so yeah, that was what that was then. But yeah, I think obviously, what we can really do is hope for the best, and and hope that Aiden Heaven makes a very speedy recovery. Um, it did look very, very bad. I think there's no denying that it was a very, very bad injury. As I said, they didn't show a replay at the moment, the tackle. So, um, I'm presuming that it was a leg, like an ankle break. I mean, obviously, it is very worrying when you lose, a player that's been putting in these good performances recently, and you lose a player to a long term injury, and we've already got players that are out long term. I don't know how long it will be before Ahmad is back. We've got other players that are out, long term as well, and this is just another injury that we didn't need at this point in the season. You know, it does suck, to lose players to, bad injuries, at this point in the season because it is a pretty much a guarantee that they won't be playing, that they won't play again this season. Obviously, I think we know that with Aiden Heaven. I think we know that he's probably not going to be playing for us again this season due to that injury. But hopefully he'll be back ready to go, ready and good to go for the start of next season. I probably wouldn't be shocked if they said that he was going to be out for at least 6 months. I can't see it being that long. I think it'll be at least a few months. I guess it maybe depends on the severity of the break. If it is a broken ankle, I think it will depend on the severity of the break and how bad the break in his ankle actually is. If it's a bad break, he'll be out for for an extended period of time. He'll be out for a good 4 or 5 months. But if it's only a minor break, he'll be out probably a few months. But it did look a bad injury, a very, very bad injury. And yeah, it is concerning to lose yet another player to injury at this point in the season. We didn't need it. I mean, I hate it when we lose, especially to lose a player that's been playing so well recently, and we've seen some good performances from Aiden Heaven over the last in the last few games that he's played for us. To lose, and we've already got at least 3 or 4 defenders out injured. Yoro's injured. I think Harry Maguire's injured. It's just, as I said, another injury problem that we didn't need. It feels like this season we've been hit with injury after injury after injury after injury. It's been non-stop. You know, we were fucked by injuries last season, and it feels like we've been somewhat fucked by injuries again this season as well. It feels like we've lost some big. I mean, we have lost some key players to injuries this season. As I mentioned, Amad Diallo was one of those players that we've lost. A player that was actually quite a reliable player. And it's unfortunate because you never like to see a player go out long term. Having to obviously going out with such a serious injury, and obviously it tells you it was very serious. And as I said, get well soon, Aiden Heaven. Hopefully he'll be back in action. For the start of next season. Um, and the thing is with injuries, is they can have a huge impact, and I think this this Aiden Heaven injury could have a big impact on us. It's like, what do we do in terms of defense? Who do we have in defense? Because there's no one else that can actually do it. There's no one else that I don't think there's anyone else we can genuinely rely on. I mean, it must be bad when you suffer like a really painful injury like that, and we obviously, as I said, at this moment in time, we don't really know how long he's going to be out for. It could be a few months, it could be 5 months, it could be 6 months. Obviously, I'm sure that we'll know that information by the end of the week. Um, and obviously, all we as United fans can do is wish him a very speedy recovery. Um, hopefully we'll see him soon, and hopefully he'll be back. And hopefully he'll be back and looking good for next season. Um, it must have been gutting for him to have to, he's probably thinking, well, that's it, my season's done. I'm not going to play again this season. It must be horrible for any player to suffer a long term injury and to have to be out for so long and to not be able to do that thing that they love doing, and especially when you're out for like 5 or 6 months, which potentially we're looking at Aiden Heaven will be out for that long. He's definitely not going to play again this season for sure. There's not. I think there is no doubt about that. There is no doubt, in anyone's minds that Aiden Heaven will not be playing again this season. The injury is a pretty bad one, a pretty serious one, and he will be out for some time. And we probably most likely won't see him again until next season. That's the reality of the situation. Is that the injury is very very bad. The injury is very very serious, and he's gonna be out for some time. But yeah, obviously at least we did, that injury wasn't, we didn't lose. We obviously at least we didn't lose the game, which is the main thing. I mean, I was happy with a 3-0. I mean, yeah, it's against the relegation fodder, but we did okay. I feel like we weren't terrible out there, in that game today. I think, obviously our attentions now will obviously turn to, the big game in the league. Obviously, in a couple of weeks' time, which will obviously be now after the international break, and that's away against Nottingham Forest. Our next 3 league games are Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, and Newcastle, who, as a Manchester United fan, I do want to give them a big shout out today and say congratulations to all of the to Newcastle United for ending their 70-year wait for a trophy. Huge congratulations to them and to Eddie Howe as well for what he's done with Newcastle, and all of those Newcastle fans deserve to be celebrating tonight. They deserve to hold their heads high, as they were much the better team in that League Cup final today. Liverpool didn't show up at all. Newcastle much the better team. They deserve to win. And I'm happy for them that they've ended that 70-year wait for a trophy, and they got this trophy that they can enjoy, and they can celebrate this moment, this huge achievement for the team, and I'm happy for the fans of Newcastle United that they can celebrate this, that they get to celebrate this moment tonight. Because when we don't know how long it will be before we see them win another trophy. To be honest. I honestly don't think it'll be too long before we see Newcastle winning another trophy. Who knows? Maybe we could see Newcastle United in an FA Cup final next season. I think, well, maybe we could even see Newcastle. Obviously, I think you all know Newcastle are out of the FA Cup. Unfortunate for them, but obviously they could have gone through. They may have gotten to the FA Cup final this season, but never mind. At least they've won a trophy this season and ended that 70-year wait for a trophy. So huge congratulations to them. But yeah, obviously it's been. I would say it's been a good day of football all round. Arsenal would be happy with a win today, winning 1-0 against Chelsea. That Mikel Marino goal obviously helping them win. We've won today. But I think tonight, I think a lot of United fans will be thinking about Aiden Heaven, that because of how bad the injury was, and be hoping that his injury he isn't gonna be out long term. But I think the reality of the situation is he is gonna be out for a while, um, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So yeah, that is my mantra. I think I mean, I don't know if, to be honest with you, we didn't really ever look like we were going to concede it all tonight. I'm happy with a clean sheet as well. At least we can say that. we've taken an clean sheet. I mean, we'll take an clean sheet whenever we can get them. And I think these 3 points at the moment for Manchester United, when we can get them, are very valuable at the moment, because we're not doing very well at the moment, and I think it's nice to get a win when we can get it. I feel like we won't win against Nottingham Forest away after the international break. I think we will lose that game, um, and I think we will lose away at probably lose away at Newcastle as well. I'm a little bit more confident about the home game against Man City, as obviously we beat them at the Etihad back in, I think it was December, or it was either November or December that we beat them at the Etihad. So they'll obviously be coming to Old Trafford looking for revenge. But hopefully we can get a decent result against them. Because obviously we got a draw against Arsenal. Hopefully we can get a decent result against Man City. I mean, this is not. I think if it was a Man City team that were challenging for the Premier League title, I'd be a lot more nervous. But the fact that this is a Man City team who aren't at their best, I would say we have a good chance. I say we have a chance. It's going to be an interesting game, the Manchester Derby, but obviously we've got Nottingham Forest first. And that will obviously, hopefully, we can get a positive result there and kind of get some revenge for them having 12 Trafford and beating us the other month. But I don't know. I'm not confident about that game. I mean, to be honest, I'm not confident going into any United game at the moment. I wasn't confident going into the game against Real Sociedad the other night at home. I wasn't confident going into this game today. Well, away, I was a bit nervous as Leicester City aren't a bad team. Got some decent players in their team. Vardy, deserves a mention. But yeah, I'm happy with the win today. I'll take the 3 points. And yeah, get well soon, Ayden Heaven. Hopefully, we'll see you back at the start of next season. So, I hope you enjoyed my season, my match day review, and I'll see you for another one. And I'll see you for my next match day review, which will be a match day review for England's game on Friday night. There will be a review for that one, as I will be watching that game on Friday, the England game. So, tune in for that review on Friday, and I'll see you then. Well, I'll see you for that. I'll see you for another video tomorrow, though. Have a rest of your evening. See you later. Bye bye.